and community access points, and Mauritius Post form part of it, will play an increasing role to facilitate progress from access to engagement. This is where Mauritius Post, in fact, would like to fit in for the benefit of the young student population across the island and Rodrigues, and in return to our own employees in terms of access to tertiary education while they are working at the workplace at the Mauritius Post. This is a bit the gist of the MOU, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to sign between the Mauritius Post and the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology in the presence of Honorable Pile, our parent ministry. This move will also support the efforts which the government and the tertiary education institutions like yours are doing for the promotion of tertiary education, science and human capital development in general. And I salute also Mr. Vijay Madhu, Director of MGI, which has another aspect of promoting education in Mauritius. In fact, everything started from some informal discussions we had some time back with Honorable Jita, who, by the way, is also the interim minister whenever Mr. Pide is not in the country. The topics we discussed revolved around the ongoing modernization and new roles of the post in the Mauritian panorama and the world over, I would say. As you are aware, the post has to reinvent itself with the advent of electronic substitutions to physical mail, and this is bringing the postal sector towards new products and services from postal to non-postal, with a strong component of marketing mails more and more and digitalization. The force of the post, on the other hand, is its vast network in any country. And here at Mauritius Post, more than 100 post office outlets in Mauritius and 5 in Rodrigues and 1 in Nagaliga. We are committed towards serving the population with a set of value-added services at the doorstep of the citizens, like Mr. Mulu has been saying. In fact, we are transforming our post offices into attractive and conducive spaces where customers and employees feel more comfortable and come to the post and have repeated visit at the post office. With more than 70 products and services, we are turning our post offices into community hubs in each locality, and more so now with a digital flavor. These developments allow the post to become a platform where an organization, any organization, commercial entity or whatever, can showcase its activities and effect product promotion. For example, we organize open days regularly at post offices which are chosen by any partner, on Saturdays mainly, to provide information and more detailed explanation on chosen products together with the specialists from the company, from the partner. In this same vein, the idea of placing the platform of the post offices at the disposal of the Minister of Tertiary Education cropped up and made its way through several meetings we had with the Minister, his officials, and also with the 8 tertiary education institutions falling under the Ministry. The purpose of this MOU is therefore to allow the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology to effect open days, for example, at designated post offices, to sensitize the population about the facilities being offered by the 8 tertiary education institutions and Rajiv Gandhi Science Center in the world of science, so that families, children, students can be more attracted towards such studies and reap the benefits put at their disposal, at the disposal of the government by such tertiary institutions and the government. This is, we can say, another physical gov service at the post, while we are positioning ourselves to other several upcoming e-gov services which the Ministry of ICT is going to deploy shortly to facilitate the task of the common people next to their residence or next to their place of work. This is the advantage of the post being next door. In return, the Mauritius Post will, as a learning organization, benefit from the provision of training and courses to our staff and the publicly funded by the public funded tertiary institutions. It is also opportune to mention that we already have a postal academy, a postal school, we would say, to respect the law. Mr. Jita always tells me that. Where we train an average of 400 employees of all grades every year through in-house and outside trainers. We also do send numerous officers abroad on training and workshops in different countries like India, France, South Africa, many countries, and in many other countries. In fact, this MOU sets the pace for higher tertiary education facilities for our employees at different grades to enhance their qualifications and enjoy greater job satisfaction. In practice, we want to increase our diploma holders, our degree holders, our master degree holders from 18% to 30% in our next strategic roadmap to 2013-2016 by this type of distance learning, e-learning, and part-time courses at the tertiary education institutions of the government, with the special facilities provided by the ministry on top of it following this arrangement. You can say there is a barter arrangement with this MOU. A joint working group comprising the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology, the Rajiv Gandhi Science Centre, Trust Fund, the Mauritius Post Limited will implement this MOU and meet every 3 months at least to follow up on the activities and the organization of such activities jointly. Mauritius Post Limited, following its TNA, Training Needs Analysis, intends to develop higher capacity building in different fields such as IT, management, finance, HR management, legal, statistics, museum management, and other business studies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new adventure in capacity building and a fresh positioning of ourselves as a learning organization in order to embrace change, innovation, and technology developments in this competitive and global environment. We want to be fully armed to match these challenges in future. We are confident that this MOU will lead to a powerful collaboration for the benefit of our employees and to the student community around the country. On behalf of Mauritius Post Limited, allow me to thank the Honorable Minister Jita, Honorable Pillay, for this out-of-the-box exercise, especially for finding time amidst these important budgetary debates of the moment to be here present for this ceremony. Our appreciation goes to our respective staff at Mauritius Post Limited, the Ministry, the Rajiv Gandhi Science Centre, and the other 7 tertiary education institutions, which unfortunately I couldn't mention fully, and I apologize for that, and all those who have helped in working out this project. And we are more in-depth now, and more in-depth organization of tasks will be needed over the month ahead to materialize it fully. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Mr. Mutia, for your clear introduction and about all the facilities offered by our postal services Mauritius, and also about your vision and what you expect after signing the MOU. I think after his exposure, many doubts have already been cleared, and already some colleagues have already started thinking how we can collaborate. Well, my dear friends, in this information and digital era, organizations offering services to the public should strive to adapt through new technology, continuous training of staff, and meeting the insatiable public demands. And one major component that brings change is the internet, and we are going what you call paperless. Has this affected these services? Well, I was just reading on the news yesterday about the US Postal Services. We are proposing 5 technological solutions to save the struggling postal system, as we are saying. Turn letters into PDFs, move mailboxes online, make sure packages get delivered for the first time, dump stamps for digital, and then think outside the mail. Well, I think Mauritius Post is a very concrete example of one such local body which is continuously improving. And behind this success, of course, lies the unflinching support of the Ministry of ICT, and in particular, Honorable Minister Pillay, Chidambaram. I shall therefore request Honorable Minister Chidambaram Pillay, Minister of ICT, to elaborate on the evolution of its ministry and its contribution to digitizing our society.
my good friend, Honorable Rajesh Chita, the Minister of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology, Mrs. Nabab Singh, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Chairman Arnaud Godea of Mauritius Post, the CEO of Mauritius Post, Professor Jagisar, the Chancellor, Professor Moi, my friend Mrs. Jiwa, whom I have known for the past 30 years. We've been in the same profession for so long. Mr. Fakir, Mr. Madhu, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that I'm very happy. I'm very happy and deeply honored to be in your midst today to witness the MOU signing between the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Mauritius Post. I'm happy because, you know, Mauritius Post is a government-owned company which falls under the aegis of my ministry. This company, we are not doing politics, it's a fact. We have to state facts, true facts. In fact, when we took over in 2005, the Mauritius Post Limited was heavily indebted. There was a lot of financial problems. The same way as BPML, Business Park Mauritius Limited, where there were around 1.8 billion rupees debt which was left. And the situation at the Mauritius Post was very difficult. I must say, when I took office in 2010, you know, given that I was new in politics, my permanent secretary organized courtesy visit between the chairman, CEO, and all companies, all institutions which falls under your ministry. We have to have courtesy visit to talk a bit with these people. And when I had to address my friends, the chairman and the CEO, he gave me a brief. And in it, he told me that, you know, insofar as Mauritius Post is concerned, we are having a lot of difficulties. The best way forward, because he has to give me a brief, to give me an indication where matters stand so far as that institution, that company is concerned. He told me that, you know, we have nearly not yet 120 then, post offices, and we will have, if we want to keep the company on, moving, we will have to look into the possibility of reducing the number of post offices. When we say reduce the number of post offices, of course, what we have to do is reduce the number of people working in that industry. You can see the situation where matters stand at that time. It was not an easy task. But that's why I say today I'm very happy. I'm very happy to witness that signing ceremony of the MOU. Why? Because, you know, when you look at the banner here, Mauritius Post, more than just letters. You will recollect that at a certain point in time, when we go to the post offices, it was only to send letters, to post letters, or to buy stamps, and or to make phone calls, because we are not as developed as in the IT sector, in telecommunication services, as we are today. Today, we have more mobile subscribers than Mauritians in the country, giving you a clear indication how, insofar as communication is concerned, we are in. On appelle ça en français, on dit comment? On est branché quand il s'agit de la communication, surtout les jeunes. Vous savez, and this is the situation. And you know why matters was not at all interesting at Mauritius Post? Because with technology, with all those developments that we are bringing in that sector, of course, you will have a reduction of letters. People no longer send letters. People phone. Communication is very easy. People send fax. We have electronic mails and all that. So at the end of the day, despite all the good work that these people can be doing there, you will have a heavy loss because the situation, letters stop coming at the post. Not that much, as it was before. So we have to address that issue. And today, when we look at Mauritius, we have a vision. Hard work, full of dedication, we have to get that result. And our Prime Minister always said that our vision, our motto is to put people first. So we have to work in such a way to make Mauritius Post answer the needs of the government. That is, answer the needs of that philosophy of the government, that is to put people first. And today, I can humbly say that we have been able to make it. When you look at the number of work which is being carried out, so people no longer go to the post only to post letters or to buy stamps. Il y a toute une panoplie de services qu'on donne au Mauritius Post. Payment of CB, payment of CWA bills, Mauritius Telecom bills, payment of pension, public internet access point, a lot of services. And today, in one way or the other, Mauritius Post, the post offices have become a one-stop shop in all corners of the country. Everywhere, people used to look down on those people working at the Mauritius Post. Today, I can proudly say that they are being looked at as people who are responsible, who are doing a very good job. And when we introduce the PIAC process, that is Public Post Office Internet Access Point, why? Because we had a vision. We have to bring all people there in Mauritius, in our post offices. We have to reinvent the post. For the young, we know that they like to go on communication because when we have to address the issue of making internet a basic citizen's right, we can have internet facilities at school, but not all people have a PC at home, so we have to see to it. Besides, carpeting the whole island with computer clubs everywhere. In our post offices, we come with that post office internet access point, wherein we give internet facilities to all those who need that service. Of course, you have to pay for that, but you have that access to it. And when we've been able to bring those youngs, et moins jeunes aussi, at the post, when you're going to address people coming, old age people, the senior citizens, they don't like to call them old age people. Senior citizens, it's better. When they have to go and cash their pension, we bring them there. There is no need for you to queue up, to go and at the NTA and other services where you had to go. Under one shop, you can do a lot of services. And today, that's my pride. And that's why I want to share it with you. We all have our share of the cake in it. We all have contributed to make Mauritius Post what it is today. And when we come here for the signature of the MOU, it is your participation also. You are giving a helping hand, because now, being given that we have been able to bring the youth at the Mauritius Post, at the post offices, today we are signing an MOU wherein we're going to offer our platform where the Ministry of Tertiary Education can post their advertisement and all that for the youngs who come. They may know what he's doing. So you can see the contribution at the end of the day of Mauritius Post in our day-to-day activities. When we say we want to put people first, we mean it. We are sincere and honest. And in all our activity, we're trying to see in what manner we can do so to, comme on dit, rendre la vie du monde plus facile, changer la vie. Et on est en train de le faire à la manière de Kellen softly, and we're doing it. So you can see, gentlemen, I will not be long. I think I have talked a lot, and I know my good friend, Honorable Jita, for whom I have a lot of respect, is doing a fantastic job at the level of Ministry of Tertiary Education. We've seen attending university was reserved for a selected few. And when we say democratization, you've seen the pride in our nation. We don't have gold and silver in this country. We have only our people. Now, this government, through the able Minister of Tertiary Education, is doing a lot to, in all corners of the country you have universities. People, when our students, when our children are attending school, be it by bus, by walking distance at times, or by the car, when they see a university, they can at the same time feel that, you know, this is a source of inspiration. A source of inspiration that one day I will not be limited to only my Form 5 or my HSC. I will have the opportunity to go to those universities. It gives them that encouragement. And you know, we can say a lot of things. What is most important to see it in practice, whether it is happening. Things are happening in this country. You can see, there are developments everywhere. Ce pays est devenu un grand sentier. Il y a des développements partout. Maintenant, il y a des gens qui sont contre le développement, en faisant des propagandes à tort et à travers. And the work which my friend is doing, and that's why I'm very happy to share a bit of that pride, and at the same time to offer him our platform, to make him more powerful in the work that he's being doing, and with the way that we are doing, our ambition is to have one graduate per family. And we have to see all stone, no stone should be left unturned for us to realize that. And at the same time, when we modestly at the Mauritius Post can bring our share to that, I think the pride is for us as well to join you in that interesting task that lies ahead of you. So gentlemen, once again, let me conclude by congratulating the Minister of Tertiary Education, congratulating my good friend, the Minister, with whom we have, as he used to say, we have established a network between the Mauritius, the Minister of Tertiary Education and the Minister of ICT. And gentlemen, I'm very happy for the signature of this memorandum, which we all hope will offer new avenues of cooperation between the two institutions in the better and superior interests of students and the population at large. With these words, I thank you for your kind attention and hope to see you again.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your firm conviction about signing of this MOU and showing clearly what you have been doing and what can be done as a team. And I think in this MOU, all partners will have a win-win situation. And I take my example of Rajiv Gandhi Science Center. We are now having an average of one activity in each location per week. And our main problem at the beginning was to find a location and to be able to communicate with the public, to invite them for these activities we are doing. And I think this bridge has now been built, and this will tremendously facilitate our life as to promote activities. We have the ideas, we have the activities, but with the support we are going to achieve success. Thank you again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, realization of a project should always start from an idea, and this is how many gigantic inventions have been made. Evolution of the postal services and technological advances have gone through hand in hand for centuries, starting with manual labor, mechanization, followed by automation and digitization. Everywhere, science and technology has played a crucial role. In our context, the idea of having a joint venture between the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology and the Mauritius Post Limited, as mentioned by my good friend Mr. Mutia, germinated around 2011. And the man behind today's product needs no introduction, previous minister has already mentioned. I have therefore immense pleasure of inviting Honorable Dr. Rajesh Jita, Minister of Tertiary Education, Science, Research and Technology, to give you more details about his vision, projects and the essence of having this MOU today.
Thank you, Dr. Amalou. My colleague and good friend, Honorable Tassarajan Pillay, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, my Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Nabab Singh, Monsieur Goder, Président de Mauritius Post Limited, Mr. Mutia, Chief Executive Officer, all our heads of institutions gracing this function this morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I must say it is a pleasure to be here this morning, together with my good friend and colleague, Minister of ICT, to mark an event which I'm given to understand is perhaps the first of its kind in Mauritius. And before I read my speech, I've got a question. As I was looking at a German program this morning, and I saw Mr. Einstein reminding us that we have to keep on asking questions. This is what makes the grey matter work. And my question is to you, my dear friends. If you were to study, to embark on a course to become a pilot, would you choose Manchester, Cambridge, or Université de Mascarin? By a show of hands. Cambridge? No? Manchester? No? So, Université de Mascarin? Anybody here? Anybody alive? Hello? Mademoiselle, qu'est-ce que vous avez choisi? Université de Mascarin. Bravo, mademoiselle. Félicitations. I think this goes to credit to our people here. So why not Cambridge? And why not Manchester? Huh? Well, they don't offer the course. Some of you know. How many of you know what are the courses that are offered in Cambridge? Les blâmer. Allez. If you see, the reason why I ask, you'll have to excuse my stupid question. The reason why I ask is, I was trying to think, how does this child in Chamarel get to know what's happening here in Port-Louis? How does the child in Panchavati, in Bois des Amourettes, get to know about all those wonderful things that we're doing here? And in fact, there are wonderful things that we're doing. How does a child in Chamarel, in Le Monde, in Savane, get to know the color of the University of Mauritius, or Université de Mascarin for that? So that's the problem here in this country. And this is why I think we all sat together, my colleague Minister, Honorable Tassarajan Pile, Mr. Multia, Mr. Godet, Dr. MOU, and we try to kind of figure out what is it that we do to make sure that information gets to the people who actually need it most. You know, I have to say this again, this one graduate per family. This probably doesn't apply to the people sitting here. Many or most of us are already graduates here. And the chances are that our children will get into universities. This is for the people who still are kept far from the values of education. I do not wish to be patronizing towards anybody living in Chamarel or Panchavati, but this is the realities of Mauritius. And this is why today we have, in my view, a very important ceremony where we're going to use 114 outlets of the Mauritius Post in Mauritius, Rodrigues and Agaliga. And someday I'll visit Agaliga as well with you, because I don't know what it's like there. And I'm very happy here that we have the chairperson and general manager of Mauritius Post Limited for this collaboration, for us to be able to reach out to the community and promote higher education, science and technology education. In the same vein, if you look at the budget, my colleague Minister of Health is asking for billions of money for new technology. Now we have state-of-the-art CT scan, MRT, endoscopy, and all these are like latest technology that we have to use and we apply in our hospitals, just to take one sector. So who is going to maintain this equipment? The roads that we're building today is not the roads that we used to have 15 years ago. The dams that we're building, light railway, and I can give you a list of things that are happening. Just to maintain the building I am in, gracefully offered by my colleague, Minister in charge of ICT, Cyber Tower 1. Just to maintain that requires an army of technicians and engineers. Mon problème, your problem, our problem is that how is it that we get along if we not get our students to get into science? Et c'est ça peut-être quelque chose qu'il faudrait expliquer. I do not have anything against students to do accountancy or law, working in the financial services sector. But we have this duty to make sure that our kids get to know about the opportunities and challenges facing Mauritius. As I said, Mauritius Post has a large network all over the island and has very kindly, willingly agreed to take part in the overall objectives to foster a better understanding of science and technology and make people aware of opportunities for tertiary education. And I'd like to thank you for that, for assisting us in doing so. I recall when we had the visit of Dr. Abdul Kalam, the former president of India. You know, every time we have a special guest coming from overseas, Prime Minister makes it a point that the minister sits with him between two visits. So I had a chance to sit with him from his hotel in the north, Royal Palm, to the next place he had to go. And he told me three things that he noticed in Mauritius. First, very clean country. I would say, okay, thank you, President, but we're trying to make it cleaner. Secondly, he noticed that we had very good connectivity, good road networks, air network, and computing facilities. But the third thing that he told me that struck me is that, you know, when I talk to your kids, these are special children. I saw a sparkle in their eyes. And you have to appreciate Dr. Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam is not an ordinary person. He's not like, well, maybe not like me. I don't want to compare it with you, but I know he's a very special person with his capabilities in science, with what he has done in India. And he did tell me that he found this real special sparkle in the eyes of our kids. And this is a sparkle that we have to go and find. Where is this spark? Who is going to be the next Nobel laureate in this country? How can he be sitting in a remote corner without maybe understanding or appreciating that he has the potential? Because we didn't reach out to him, we didn't go to meet him, and he'll be sitting there and not achieving his potential. So what you're doing here, gentlemen, I think is going to give chance to the people, as my good friend said, put people first. For me, it's trying to find those who are in a lesser situation than ourselves, try to add some meaning and value to their lives. Alors, mes amis, Mauritius Post has been actively, as we know, engaged in community and social activities, and there's no doubt that it would be a premium and an excellent partner to promote science and technology. The main collaborating partner, I must say, is going to be Rajiv Gandhi, which has been carrying out awareness programs. Now we are reaching out to the community. I understand they have already met with about 40,000 people, and the target now is 100,000. And I don't have any doubt that with his team he will be able to make it. But also, the reason why my ministry is signing with Mauritius Post is that we have the MRC and all our public universities and institutions, including the MQA, will get a chance to reach out to the people, go and get your information to the people, to the community. And I would like to invite you to participate in these events. We can also carry out job fairs and a number of activities that you might consider fit. I do not have to talk about the importance of science and technology literacy. I think it is well known, and especially with a good job being done at the ICT Ministry. We must remind ourselves that Prime Minister created this ministry only a short time back, and today, by the good work of Honorable Sergeant Pillay, the ICT sector is the third largest contributor to our GDP in such a short span of time. And he's got big ambitions, but I must tell you that we've got some ambition here as well. Currently we contribute, my sector, the tertiary education sector, contributes, I'm given to understand, 0.3% to the GDP. And we've set ourselves a target of 10%. I know we are coming after you, Minister, and I think this will be good competition for the benefit of one and all. There have been studies which show number of students who get interested or not, etc., in the field of science. But for me, it's taking opportunities and this is what we have done here. We have created 2 new universities, Université de Mascarenhas, and I must maybe announce on behalf of Université de Mascarenhas that this institution is soon going to introduce automobile engineering and design courses here in Mauritius. And mademoiselle, la demoiselle qui était intéressée avec les cours pilotes, currently Professor Guillon is working on an agreement with institutions to start offering courses to train pilots here locally in Mauritius. I know it takes time, but it's coming. I hope it should be nearly finalized by next year, so that it would give chance to people here to get into training and to become pilots. I'm sure you're already aware that we have now institutions such as Imperial College, Oxford University in collaboration with MRC, which will be conducting research on diabetes, University of Geneva already offering courses at the University of Mauritius. So there is plenty of scope for bright students in the field of science. And the latest one being the signature of the implementation of an IIT. And I must say this here again, I don't know, maybe some of the younger persons sitting here might not be aware. An Indian Institute of Technology happens to be one of the best in India and probably one of the best in the world. Once you finish a degree at an IIT, you do not look for a job. Jobs come running after you, whether it's in England or in the Silicon Valley or in Canada or in anywhere. So this is truly one of the best institutions that we could have brought here. And I'm forever grateful to my colleague, Minister of HRD from India, Minister Dr. Palam Raju, who was here, who left us yesterday, who's given us this chance to have an IIT here in Mauritius. Although, as you can see, there's a lot going around science. Although it is our duty. We're all going to live longer. We're all going to have to use some health facilities or some other facilities. And it is our duty to prepare for ourselves as well. And if we do not inspire our kids to get into science, on aura quelques petits problèmes nous-mêmes pour commencer. I think we owe it to ourselves to make sure that this project is successful. And I don't have any doubt, by knowing personally my good friend, I must say, maybe a little secret, how many of you get to sit with somebody till 2 in the morning every day for 3 weeks? Mr. Pillay sits next to me in Parliament till 1, 2 in the morning, almost every day, for the next 3 weeks or so. And this is where the linkages are built. This is where the networking, we joke a lot, but we talk business as well. And once you become good friends, I think it facilitates the process. And I'm glad that I have a good friend next to me in Parliament, together with all my other colleagues. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to end, this MOU will provide my ministry, together with Mauritius Post Limited, also provision for training of training courses to its staff through our publicly funded tertiary institutions. Please, now that we are entering into an agreement, use all our facilities here. It is for you to make best use of. I appreciate the commitment of Mauritius Post and the personal intervention of my colleague Minister of ICT, Honorable Tasarajan Pillay. I wish to thank everybody, Rajiv Gandhi, my Permanent Secretary, and all the collaborators, and I look forward to a fruitful partnership. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Minister, for your always good conviction about science and technology and your clear message about the vision for tertiary education in Mauritius. And the content of the MOU also has been highlighted again and again in this in the course of this program.